Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack the messy, incredibly loud science of toddler tantrums. And more importantly, we're going to explore exactly why our most logical, well-intentioned reactions usually completely backfire. I mean, we have absolutely all been there, right? So today, we're digging into the data and the psychology to figure out what actually works.
Okay, picture this. You know the exact moment I'm talking about. You're perfectly fine. Happy child suddenly turns into a meltdown machine right there on the kitchen floor. We're talking full volume crying, kicking, and dramatically collapsing like they've trained for this exact theatrical performance their entire lives. And you're just standing there kind of looking around thinking, I definitely did not sign up for this episode, while this little soundtrack plays in your head just pleading, please stop, please stop, please stop.
So your natural instinct is obviously to fix it, right? Just fix it quickly. But you've probably asked yourself this exact question when your efforts somehow only doubled the drama. Why do tantrums get worse when you try to stop them? Like, why is it that the more you try to shut down the yelling or the crying or the flying spaghetti, the worse everything gets? Well, maybe the real question isn't how to stop tantrums fast, but rather understanding the mechanics of why our go-to fixes fail so spectacularly.
Let's move into section 1, inside your child's brain. We need to look at the cute, but very messy science happening here.
To really get this, we have to look way past the flying food and focus on the biology inside your child's head. First up, we have the upstairs brain. So this is where logic, patience, and problem-solving live. It's the part that knows, we don't throw bananas at dad. But in young children, this area is basically a massive construction zone. Think of it like there's scaffolding everywhere, the workers are all out on their lunch break, and absolutely nothing is ready yet.
Now downstairs? Completely different story. The downstairs brain is the emotion, impulse, and survival center. And unlike the upstairs brain, this floor is fully open for business. It's running 24/7 at maximum volume. It's got a super overactive alarm system, and there is literally no manager on duty. So when this alarm goes off, it is screaming that the wrong colored cup is an absolute life or death emergency. Which brings us to section 2, why fixing makes it worse. This is what we call a full downstairs takeover.
During a tantrum, their emotion hits maximum volume, logic goes completely on vacation, and your child's emotional Wi-Fi just disconnects. Expecting them to be logical right now is kind of like asking a toaster to make iced coffee. It's not refusing, it's just really not built for that. And this is the trap we all fall into. We look at them and drop this classic line. Why are you crying? There's nothing to cry about. When we say this to a child in emotional overload, we get double the volume. Why? Because throwing logic at a kid whose upstairs brain is temporarily switched off is basically like shouting instructions at someone who is completely underwater. They literally cannot process it.
And then, there's what I call fixing mode. You offer a snack, or maybe the iPad. And sure, it works for like 3 seconds before the meltdown returns like a really bad movie sequel. See, when a child's emotions spike, your emotions inevitably spike too. Stress meets stress. When you panic and try to immediately fix things, your nervous system accidentally mirrors their panic. You just end up creating this giant emotional ping pong match. Your child's brain senses your stress, thinks, uh-oh, I'm not safe, something is definitely wrong. And that fear just fuels the fire. So fighting a tantrum with force or logic or your own frustration, it absolutely makes things worse. Trying to stop a tantrum by force is literally like trying to put out a fire using a leaf blower. You are just blowing the flames of their fear everywhere. All right, let's jump to section 3. 3 steps to calm using a superpower called co-regulation. The absolute crucial point here is this. Kids do not calm down just because we tell them to. They calm down because we are calm. It's a biological process called co-regulation. Basically, your child borrows your steady, grounded nervous system to settle their own. So let's look at 3 highly actionable steps you can use during the next meltdown to go from being a firefighter with a leaf blower to being the grounding force your kid actually needs.
Step 1, you gotta calm yourself first. I know, way easier said than done, right? But you really have to drop that fix it right now mindset. Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders. If your child is a violently shaking soda can, you cannot shake with them. You have to be the solid, steady table that they can sit on. Your calm is the reset button.
Step 2, and honestly, this is where like 90% of us accidentally fail because we just weren't taught this. You need to connect before you correct. Skip the lectures. Don't use logic. Instead, offer a short, warm presence. Just use a soft tone
and say, I see you, you're having a really hard time, and I'm right here. No lectures at all, just your presence to help them feel safe so that upstairs brain can slowly boot back up. And finally, step 3, offer structure, not control. See, connection isn't just giving in to whatever they want, it's providing gentle leadership. You set solid boundaries without getting into a power struggle. You stay close and say something like, I won't let you hit. You can scream, but I'll stay right here with you until you're done. Your tone is gentle, your body language is completely relaxed, but your limits, absolutely rock solid.
Let's look at section 4, the blue cup scenario. This is what it actually looks like in real life. Because hey, theory is great, right? But toddlers out in the wild are a whole different species. So let's look at the fixing approach first. Your child wants the blue cup. You give it to them, but actually they just wanted to cry about the blue cup. So you start logically explaining, then you panic, you offer the red cup, and suddenly both cups are entirely wrong. You're frantically negotiating with an illogical toddler who is collapsing like a Victorian child fainting in a period drama. It never works. Now look at the conscious approach. Same exact meltdown, totally different energy. You pause, you kneel down to their level, you keep your voice really soft and just say, I know you're upset. I'm here. You stay grounded and calmly guide them right through the storm.
This brings us to section 5, building emotional intelligence. Let's look at the brain science behind why this works.
So why does your calm magically help your child calm down? If you aren't fixing the problem, why does the meltdown actually end? Well, a tantrum throws their brain into a racing threat mode, heart racing, breathing fast, emotions everywhere. But your steady presence acts like a super strong Wi-Fi signal. When you are slow and grounded and relaxed, their nervous system picks up your signal. Their brain goes, oh, okay, maybe I'm actually not in danger. Your calm literally tells their brain it's safe to reset. And the reason for this? Mirror neurons. These are special brain cells that act like tiny emotional photocopiers. They don't listen to your words at all, they literally just copy your state. If you bring stressed, panicked energy, these neurons will perfectly replicate and amplify it. But if you bring grounded, steady calm, they borrow it. That is exactly why whispering I am here is way more effective than any superhero power. The massive takeaway here is that kids do not learn emotional control by being told to control themselves. I mean, shouting calm down has literally never calmed anyone down in the history of humanity, right? They learn emotional intelligence by experiencing a calm adult co-regulating with them. They are effectively borrowing your calm today so they can build their very own calm for tomorrow. Look, tantrums are not bad behavior. They're not manipulation. They are simply emotional overload. Just a downstairs brain takeover. Which brings us to the ultimate mindset shift. Don't stop the storm, stand with them until it passes. When you stop trying to desperately fix the tantrum and start guiding them through it, your child learns that they can feel really big feelings and still be completely okay.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one vital question to carry into your next parenting challenge. How will you weather the next storm? Are you going to grab that leaf blower of logic and panic? Or are you going to be the steady table? Remember, connection is the absolute key that reopens the gate to their little minds. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive into the messy science of tantrums. See you next time.